Are we live? Wait a minute. What time is it? It's time. Okay. Well, I have to finish getting ready. How are we all doing today? Okay, I feel a little bit more put together. Let me just tell you that I came from a mastermind with Haley Gray not that long ago, and when we were in there, I was accused of stirring up some trouble. Me. And I have to say, the inside joke was not really all that hilarious, except maybe to the person I was having it with. I was telling her that my hat that I had on was covering up a really bad hair day. So I jumped in the shower, and that's why I'm a few minutes late. So let's get this started. Hello? Can anybody hear me? I see one person is watching. Hooray! Good afternoon, Lynn community. This is the first Tishspiration Tuesday, and it is not going to have anything to do with my work that I do here in the group. This is about what Tish is working on. If you're new here, welcome. We want to welcome you into the WIN community because it is a great space. We are learning and growing together. There are so many opportunities coming up. I can't even list them all, and I'm not going to because it's not time for me to do that. How are y'all doing? Did you get your cup of coffee today? I've had my French press, and I want to know if you are a coffee snob like me, which I know there are some of you out there. If you are particular about the cup of coffee that you choose to drink, I want to see you drop a coffee cup emoji, emoticon, whatever you call them, in the comments, please. And not only that, how many cups did you have today? Share how many cups you had today. Let's get this party started. I want to thank the one viewer that's here. I'm hoping for more. But I understand everybody is going through their day, and this is new. So you may not be booking time for it yet. That's okay. You're gonna want to. Because I am working on something here that is going to take off from launching my book on the 7th and the 15th. And the 7th was the ebook, and the 15th is the paperback. That's me tapping my fingers on my desk, waiting to get the book in my hands. It's going to be awesome. I worked really hard on it, and it got to a point that, as we say, done is better than perfect. So it's out there, and I really, really want to encourage you to support not just me, but any author that you read. If you love a book, if you hate a book, if a book changed your life, if a book made you cry, if a book made you laugh, please leave a review. It takes 5 seconds, literally, to say, this was a good book. Send, enter, whatever. Fill it out. Why? Because it helps authors get more sales on their books. People research things. And we all are in this age where we research everything before we make a purchase. Am I right there? I think I am. And when we do our research, it involves checking for, on Amazon in particular, that's where my book is right now, how many stars and what the reviews are. So they matter. Never enough coffee. Yes, Irene, I agree. Although I have a daily limit. I don't want to get the shakes. And I need to sleep at night. I know that might be a surprise to some of you, but I do need to sleep at night. It's how I recharge. And Yep, the amount of time it depends on the day. It depends on what time I went to bed and what I have coming up the next morning when I get up, or afternoon, how long I need to get ready, all that fun stuff. So you see, I kind of cured the bed head a little bit. I did not use the diffuser, which is something I do to get it a little more oomph. So that's why I'm scrunching right now, because it's still a little bit damp. But that's okay, because it was go time. I think that covers a little bit of sort of an intro, but now I'm going to introduce myself, because you might not know who I am. This is my hairbrush. It is not a microphone. So if you haven't seen me go live here, I might have fooled you. That was not the intent. It was just for fun when I picked it up one day, and it stuck. People like it. So when you see me go live in this group, I'm going to have my hairbrush. It's a mic, and it's like, it helps me bring out the personality I need when I go live. Does anybody else go live with something like that to make them feel like they are able to do it, you know? I also started with a little bit of lip butter. And the reason for that is I feel like I'm more put together if I just even stop to do my lipstick. Sometimes I'll even add in mascara just for a quick something. And this is not to say that I need any of it. It just makes me feel more put together, and it makes me feel better about appearing on camera. You may see different colors on my lips because I don't stick to a signature look. My signature look is whatever's going that day. But it kind of ties in with what I'm doing with Tishspiration. Because Tishspiration is a word I made up. And after I made it up, I kind of played with it a little bit. Decided I was going to move forward with it. As I developed the concept behind the word, I then worked on the definition, which is the art of surprising yourself. And this is a word that I want to get into a dictionary. Welcome to the people who are joining us. I'm so happy to see you here. And if you are a coffee snob, please drop a coffee emoticon. And if you have had more than one cup, please drop as many as represents what you're drinking on a daily basis. So if you had 4, put 4 of them in there. Let's see how caffeinated we are. I think this qualifies as 2. Funny thing, coffee, I have to limit when I drink it. Oh dear, what happened? There, I got to wave. Hi. Good to see you, Leslie. I'm so happy to see you. I know you are just kind of jumping back into things, and I'm glad to see you here. So coffee is one caffeinated beverage. Tea is another. And I know we have people that are team coffee and people that are team tea. If there's a teapot emoticon, you can drop that if you're more team tea. And if there isn't, maybe we should write it to your Facebook later. Something I do on my wall. But coffee will keep me up at night. Tea will not. I grew up in Cape Breton, and more often than not, when you go around to visit, you would get offered tea or coffee, but most people would drink tea in Cape Breton. And that's in Nova Scotia. I grew up on the Cabot Trail, if you've ever heard of it. I attribute that to a little bit of my personality and my friendliness, because that's something we are known for. So that cup of tea is okay if you have a cup of tea. But if you've been away and you go home to visit, and you start visiting in different houses, and every house you get offered a cup of tea, sweets, do you want a sandwich? You gonna stay for supper? This is all stuff that happens when you go home. And when I was growing up, it happened too. So it's something we do there. You never leave a place hungry, ever. Unless it's your choice. And it's not going to be a popular choice if you make that one. People are going to think you're sick if you don't eat anything. So that's kind of how it rolls there. And yeah, we've had the whole thing with the pandemic, but when I do go home again, it's something that will happen, and I hope. I want everybody to be healthy. I'd like this whole thing to go away first to make sure that, I'm okay and the people I visit are okay and they're okay when I leave. That I don't bring anything I don't want to bring with me. You get my gist. But when I would go home and I would have a cup of tea, it would be 1 cup of tea. And then, do you want some more? Well, okay. And sometimes I'd go to more than one house when I'd visit. So then I'd go to the next house. And it would be, do you want some tea? And this is how things roll. I noticed the first time that I said yes to every cup of tea that I had the shakes at the end of the day. And it was because of caffeine. Now, it didn't keep me up at night. Tea doesn't affect me that way. I can have, some black tea and go to bed fairly soon afterwards. It doesn't keep me up. Green tea is a little different. Green tea can keep me up at night. But just regular black tea, no. And yes to milk, no to sugar in my tea. And I drink my coffee black, if anybody's wondering. I will sometimes dress it up a little bit, especially if it's the weekend. And I just enjoy coffee. My latest favorite blend is the All Nighter by Freddie Bean Roasters, which is local. I grew up in Nova Scotia, but I'm living in the neighboring province of Fredericton, New Brunswick. So, shout out to Canadians. Shout out to our neighbors who are watching from anywhere else in the world. Have I introduced myself enough yet? I think maybe. So I'm Tish. I'm here with my hairbrush. I like coffee. I will drink tea at times. And I am known around here as the Tish of all things. But maybe you don't know what all of those things might be. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown. I play with makeup. I play with clothing. If you want more information about that, send me a message, but I'm not here to push it. I have other things that I'm going to talk about. I design jewelry. And I've kind of had to step back from that. And what I'm learning is that the makeup, the clothing, and the jewelry, there are possibilities there, but for me, they're more like hobbies because what I really love doing is writing. Go figure, I'm live and the phone rings. Give me a second. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. So, what else do you do when the phone rings? Maybe hit mute, I don't know. Okay, it's just about to stop here. It is, yeah, alright. So, we'll take care of that later. Back to where I was, which might be in my memory. Oh, yeah. So if you're here, hashtag live, if in a coffee cup, if you're drinking coffee, if you are watching the replay, you can still drop the coffee cups to let me know how many cups you drink a day. And you can also drop a hashtag replay. So, where am I going? Okay, so I do all those things, but writing is what I love to do. And I've just released a book. When I am working on my writing, it makes me happy inside. It's something I'm passionate about and something I love. So it's something that I really want to focus on doing as much as I can. Something else I want to work on. I love being creative. Anything creative definitely draws me in. And so the Tish of all things is the Tish of all things that are fun and creative and inspire me to do more. That's where that name kind of came from. Now, we'll get to the title here that I dropped. What is your plot twist? I'm a soap opera fan. I like drama on TV. And they're known for cliffhangers. They are known for plot twists. And, you know, in the last little bit, some terms have come up that I'm not really jiving with. The word pivot is not a word I would choose to use. I prefer plot twist as an author, and I really think it's more fun. Because pivot, I think of, you know, just 90-degree angle, go a different direction. Plot twist gives you a little more wiggle room. There can be twists, there can be turns, there can be wonderful surprises, and sometimes tragedy. But it's how you react in the plot twist. And as a writer, I would write the character's reaction to the plot twist, right? I don't write about myself. And yeah, being the Tish of all things, when I'm writing, I'm not sticking to any one genre. It's not something that I have committed to. So I will be writing in different genres. And I have a lot of fun with fiction. Because fiction means I can use my imagination. And I have a lot of fun when I do that. But I don't know if I said this yet. And if I did, I don't know if I'll ever say it enough. Tishspiration is the art of surprising yourself. Which is ultimately a plot twist, either in your life or in your work. As an author, plot twists are something that people expect when they are reading. And I don't know about you, but if I'm watching a TV show or if I'm reading a book and I figure out the end before I get there, it's kind of a disappointment. So my goal is to make sure that everything I do has some kind of an unexpected twist somewhere along the way. I want you to think about the way things are now, how things are going in your world, and what is something that is either happened or maybe you need to work on making happen that would be considered a plot twist in your life. Because that's something that Tishspiration is all about. And I'm still learning. I'm still working on the concept. I'm still making things happen. And to do that, I have to try things. It's one of the basic bottom lines when you are looking at getting more Tishspiration in your life. You need to try new things and see what happens. And that is Tishspiration in action. I want to thank the people who showed up live. I see Irene Pro and Leslie are here. I know there was a third person, maybe a fourth. So thank you. I am going to wrap right here because I want to give you something to think about before I come back next week. And I want to react to coffee cup emoticons, so drop them in the comments. I will be checking. I'll check back in and see who is here, who is watching, who is jumping on for the replay, and letting me know how much coffee they're drinking in a day. Because, well, maybe we'll talk about a different beverage next week. With me, you never know. But today we talked a little bit about the Tish of all things. We talked about bringing plot twists into your life because they are how you put Tishspiration in action. Hey Mary, you're catching the end. The replay will be here, but I have talked for almost half an hour. So Mary, you're here, you're an author. I'm going to put you on the spot in the comments, and I'm going to ask you a question. Have you had, or will you have, or are you planning a plot twist in your own life? You can think about that and reply, or if you have something on the top of your head, feel free to drop it in the comments and we can discuss it. I'm glad you're here. I'm getting ready to attend another event, and I'll talk briefly about something else I'm involved with outside of this community. And when I'm here for Tishspiration Tuesday, I'm talking about stuff that I do, not stuff that I do for work here in the group. But something that I'm involved with is something Mary's also involved with, and Leslie as well. It is Biscotti Park, is Virtual Village. I could tell you a lot about it, but I think I'll save that for another week. But I can say that it's a lot of fun to come up with ideas of how to involve people in what's going on. And right after this, I'm jumping over to Telegram, which is the platform they are using right now. And like, it's a virtual village, so it's all just out there in our imaginations. And it's a lot of fun if you're creative, and if you're not, you get used to it as you grow. And I think I saw just a brief glimpse of another viewer. Thank you. So Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Is that Eastern or is that Tish time? I'm not sure. Can you let us know? In Clubhouse, we have the community chat. Is that correct? Yeah. And I will generally go there. I hit a button and it says I waved. Hi, Jamie. Lindsay wants to know, what is a virtual village? So, Biscotti Park is something that is... Oh, you're very welcome, Lindsay. It is a virtual. So it's not an actual village, but it's called Biscotti Park. And it is a space where entrepreneurs gathered with the initial intent for networking and growing our own networks. But it's grown farther than we could have imagined, because now we are all friends in this village, and we network and we support each other as entrepreneurs. It is growing, expanding, and doing amazing things. So, Lindsay, if it's okay with you, I can send you a private message and let you know a little bit more about it later on this evening, because the reason I brought it up is because today is the first day I'm introducing something into the village. I kind of went on Canva and played and created a purple party bus graphic. So it's not a real bus, it's a picture of a bus, and I made it purple-ish. And I shared it, and I said that the purple party bus is leaving Espresso Hills, which is where the Tishspiration station is. It's kind of called the House of Joy, but I'm changing it. It's going to match my YouTube channel name. And it's going to leave there. So picture getting on this purple party bus, going to an event that's online, on a bus that's online, attending the event, and then going back to where you started. Mm-hmm. And it does start at 3. It is an event that has been promoted through WEN that I'm going to. Women of the World by Elle Ballard. If you check out Haley's post, you can find a link, and I can drop one here in the comments. But I wanted to check it out, and I wanted to share the opportunity with my friends and neighbors over in Biscotti Park. So, because it's not something that I'm directly involved with or promoting for myself, which is what we do in Biscotti Park for each other, we all support each other, and we do as much as we can to support each other in our businesses. I decided to create an option for a pop-up. Bus is showing up. Everybody's going to join on the bus. Whoever signs up for the event, we'll go to the event, and maybe we'll discuss it after if anybody joins me. It's going to be a lonely bus if I'm there by myself, ladies. So, but, you know, if that happens, I guess I get to play DJ. So I just wanted to jump on here today, tell you what I'm doing, tell you what's going on. If you want more information, I'll be happy to share it, and I can send you a message later on. But Tishspiration is trying new things to put in action. I would like to thank everybody for watching, and so coffee cup emojis for how much coffee you drink in a day. And if you love coffee, if you don't, you can drop a different emoji and say what it represents. I don't know if there's a teapot, but I think that would be cool if it's not created yet. And think about your plot twist in your life, or if you're an author like Mary and I, in your book. What's your next plot twist? Have you got it figured out? Something I'm really good at is helping people figure things out. Even if I don't have the answer, 3 cups in, Mary. I think I've had about 2.5 of these. And this isn't the mug that I say is as big as the size of my head. I've got one I call the bucket mug, and it's bigger. It basically holds the French press. So I'm glad to see I'm not alone in the coffee world today. But yes, I do want to thank, I see there are 4 people now here. Yay! That's awesome. I'm glad you took time out of your afternoon to spend it with me. I hope to see you here next week. And I want to thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. And we'll check in a week from now at about the same time on the same When channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see ya.